Hello guys, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Classic Arcade Repairs. I have two, not one, I have two Bosconian board sets. And it came with a little history on these boards. This one was bought on eBay as working, and we all know how that can go. Apparently it would come up and have blocky sprites and whatnot. It just sounds like this needs to be totally gone through. These, I can't believe this board has these white garbage sockets on it. Look at these. I've never seen a Midway board with these sockets. But they are garbage. So the sockets all have to be replaced. This guy is not quite in that socket, but these chips all have to be cleaned. All of these sockets are going. All of these sockets are getting replaced. The chips are all getting cleaned. It's basically the same type of deal as what we do with a Galaga. Bosconian. So yeah, it will do all of the RAM verification, all the ROM verification. This thing has this is the video board. This has, those look like bipolar ROMs. That's a bipolar ROM. I don't know, I can't read that. Here we go. Here's some 2147s. It's four 2147s right there, making up a 4-bit bank. There's a custom. Another custom. And we got a handful of bipolars. This is my first time seeing a Bosconian set. Here's a RAM. That's like a 2716. RAM issue. I don't know what that is. That is another, the same thing, two of these, 2016, 6116. Um, 273 latches, another custom, lots of customs on here. There's a Starfield generator, an 05 custom. 52. Okay. All right. Now let's flip it over. Those there's an 07, 06, and a 50. Flip this guy over. We have the 06 and the 308s. This is the same setup as a Galaga. All of your ROMs here. This is a 3Z80 setup. There's your 51. That's your input-output custom. We have another 6116 RAM. Here's your explosion custom. Another 50 custom. I don't know what that is. There's another clock generating custom, an 07. Sound bipolars. You probably got your 7489. Yep, 7489 sound RAMs. Yeah, this is almost identical to a Galaga right here. This one has new caps. This board has been capped. But it just needs to be cleaned, gone through, new sockets, cleaned chips. Both of the board sets, that's the first thing I'm doing, is I will be just going through and cleaning and redoing them. But I'll plug them in first. I'll plug them in and see what they do. If it, you know, see if this thing does come up with the blocky graphics and whatnot. The owner of this said that he did reseat everything and it didn't really do anything. So yeah, these sockets are trash. These white sockets. I can't believe this has those white sockets on it. Very weird. You know, I don't know. Video. Is this a bootleg Bosconian board? This is a Bosconian. This is a Midway board right here. Bosconian. I kind of think that this might be a bootleg board. I don't see it saying Bosconian anywhere on it. This is definitely a bootleg board. That's a bootleg. Here's a Bosconian video board. This is not a bootleg. Midway did not use these garbage white sockets. That's the first thing that tipped me off on this. So will this work with, because this is not a bootleg board. This is an original Bosconian by Midway board, but this is a bootleg board. Sometimes those mix and matches don't work together. So, yeah. Yeah, this is the real deal right here. This is the real deal. This is an actual Midway board. Very interesting. I mean, if it's identical logically, you know, the weird thing is this thing has the custom chips. This has the Namco customs. How is that possible? How is this board possible? Because this is a bootleg board. It's not made by Midway. Yet, it's got the Namco customs on it. And it's laid out exactly the same way. You see here, this has the four 2147 chips. And those are 1-bit RAM. So that makes up a 4-bit bank. It has a spot here for a 2148, which is a 4-bit RAM that can take the place of these guys. This one has that. It has a 2148 instead of the 47s. So instead of having 4 1-bit parts, it's got 1 4-bit part. Yeah. Looks like we got a PAL chip over here. Yeah. That's definitely a PAL chip. Custom PAL. Yeah. That's very, very, very interesting. Huh. Okay. All right. Excellent. So we've got a freaking bootleg board along with a real board. That's weird to me. It's very weird. So these are, I take it these are masked 2532 ROMs. No idea. These are probably the same type of ROMs on a Pac-Man. They're 2532 pin compatible ROMs because these are 2532s. It says 80. It says 8532, but that's just Fujitsu's number for a 2532. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and this will hook up right to Galaga, my Galaga harness. You got your video out and your power in. Same as Galaga. Same exact thing. You can take this, you can plug this right into a Galaga machine and it'd come up. So yeah. Cool. All right. So first things first, I'm just going to plug them in and see what they both do. Okay, here's board number one, the one with the bootleg video board. It works, but there's no green. And this thing's got such a dim picture through that little board. I could adjust it, but I don't bother adjusting it because I have to adjust it for every game. My G07 now has vertical collapse. So, you know, I have to take that thing apart and fix the vertical collapse problem on that now, which is an easy fix, but still, I just don't want to deal with it right now. So we deal with the dim picture on this. There's just no green. Or there's very little green. It looks like there's green because I see yellow. Yeah. Yeah, I need to crank the, I think all the colors are there. I see green. It's just, this thing's working. But if you mess with these chips at all, like when it first started up, it was blocks everywhere. I'm going to have to adjust this monitor. I got to adjust the colors. But when it first started up, this thing was just blocks everywhere. There was no video, and I had to mess with the chips to get it to this point. So yeah, this is going to be a this one just definitely needs to be gone through sockets. Typical. Otherwise it would never be solid like this. But I am going to go ahead and mess with the colors and get this thing to where it's looking better than this. So let me do that and I'll be back. Yeah, okay. This is a little bit better. You can actually see the game now and the various colors. Oh. There you go with the bad sockets. Yeah, blocks. Yeah, this thing just needs new sockets everywhere. And these chips need to be cleaned. So let's turn it off and set this one aside. This one just needs a good cleaning up. And let's plug the other one in and see what it does. Okay, now we have the second set plugged in. And we have this. So it really isn't doing a whole lot of anything. Right off the bat, this thing's just got terrible tarnished legs everywhere. These garbage sockets everywhere. It's just not going to run like that. This has all masked ROMs. Pac-Man style, 2532s. Everywhere. And we'll have to, I'll have to verify that those are good in my, my EEPROM reader. This one is different, which is interesting. That's an actual EEPROM. Why is there an actual EEPROM right here and the rest of them? Maybe that one went bad at some point. I don't know. This is a Midway board set though. The other one, the video board, is not. This one is, both boards are Midway. So we'll go ahead and see what we got as far as, well, this thing isn't going to work like this. It needs to be totally stripped and cleaned. I mean, right now this is all you get. So this one is going to be completely stripped down, legs all cleaned, chips verified, and then go from there with it. I don't feel any of these chips hot, because a lot of times if they were put in backwards at some point, then they short out, and whenever you put them in the right way, they still burn hot. But so far so good. Nothing's overheated. I have experienced, one time I got a Galaga board with an 07 custom in backwards, and when I turned it on, it blew it up, and then I put it in the right way and it still would burn hot. So are they all like that? I don't know, but so far I do know that these don't feel too hot, which is good. So maybe they were never put in backwards in their life. Hopefully they were never removed. So, alrighty, yep. We'll start on it. These are both going to start out as just stripping them down and cleaning. Alright, I just got done very carefully removing chips out of this board, and everything had broken legs. Stuck into the sockets. This was a really bad board. You can see here, this is one of the EEPROMs, and more of the chips in here. See, that one's got 2 legs missing. I think these customs have legs missing. Let me see. That one does not. That one does, but I can solder legs onto there. I think I can save that custom. The EEPROMs are all really bad. See all these legs rusted and broken off. This big guy right here has all of its legs, which are good. The RAM have legs busted off. The bipolar ROMs, I think one of them has bad legs, maybe 2 of them. Pretty bad. Pretty bad board. Pretty nasty. That one was not good. That's an expensive repair right there, because the EEPROMs have to be replaced. Customs have got to be tried to be saved. This one's junk. Put it in there. Now I'm going to take this one apart, and hopefully this one's better. We'll see. Okay, we've removed all the chips out of this. The good news is I believe all the customs are okay, and what legs did come off, like right there's a leg stuck in there. I believe are fixable. The EPROMs are trash. I mean, they were really bad. Bad broken legs off everywhere. Yeah, they're really bad. The CPUs came out with all their legs, I think. Yeah, they're nasty. I don't know. This board set was pretty bad. This board set will be an expensive fix because all of the EPROMs have to be replaced. All of the custom chips need to be cleaned and a lot of legs need to be fixed. Some of the bipolars have to be replaced. Wow, yeah. That's a tough board set right there. I don't know. So, that one is better than that one. This one's got some terrible, terrible, terrible chips. And legs falling off of chips. Rusted off. Junk. So, I'm going to have to make a contact and see what is going on with this one. So, might not be fixing it. This will be a heck of a repair on this one if we decide to move forward. But we'll see. Okay, and the good news is this board came apart without a broken leg. Everything looks good. A lot of tarnished legs, a lot of cleaning needing to be done, but this one came apart good as opposed to that one. And we are not moving forward with this repair because there's just too many chips that are bad. So I'm just going to tube all of the chips and send them back. I'm not going to bother putting the chips back in that board. I'll put them all in tubes and send them back with the, with this board. But we're going to go ahead with this one and replace all of these sockets. Clean it up and clean up all the chips. I've got the chips that don't necessarily need to be cleaned are in here. And then all of the chips that need to be cleaned are over here. I marked the locations on all these bipolar ROMs. They need to be cleaned. They got tarnished legs. All of the tarnished leg chips are in here. The good thing is though is no legs came off at all. So if nothing else, this customer is going to have a lot of extra custom chips. So that's a good thing. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and get these all cleaned up, replace all of those, all of these sockets, and then get this thing put back together. All right, progress. I got all of the pins and all of the holes desoldered. And I got all the, you don't have to remove that socket. The unfortunate thing about this board, this is not a Midway board. It's not made by Midway. I don't know what this is all about. And this has got some weird, what is that? That's some kind of a cap. Does this one have that? Yeah, it's just a cap on here, That's just a Mylar cap. Epoxy dipped cap or whatever. But, yeah, this is like a Nintendo board almost. The quality of it. Which are usually, I mean, they're better to work on, but for some reason I pulled a trace up off of this. Two of them actually. There and there. So I will have to repair a couple of spots on this board, unfortunately. Yeah, you know. This one's good. This one's good to go. There's no breaks or anything on this one. I just got done clearing this one all out. So I'll have to go through, and before I socket this board especially, I have to go through with under the magnifier really good and in my fine point solder tip and just kind of clean up around everything so that there's no shorts. This one I don't have to worry about that. This one doesn't have that issue. But this one does, with these paper thin traces and stuff. They short out so easily. There's no solder mask to this really. It gets, you know, I mean, in between the tracks there and stuff, it's just really kind of bare, and that one's, need to clear that one out a little bit better. But yeah, so I'll go through with the fine point and clean everything up, make sure nothing's shorted out, and then we'll socket these and test them out.